They met them with wind that never stopped, dust that never settled, and horizons so wide they made a man feel smaller than his shadow. In 1878, that wind carried the scent of sage and distant thunder, and it carried something else too, the faint, metallic promise of trouble. Rafe Calder lived alone on a quarter-section claim 20 miles from the nearest speck of a town called Bitter Creek. His cabin was low and tight against the earth. Built of sod and cottonwood logs, he had dragged himself from the river bottom. A single sod chimney hooked up like a broken finger. Inside, the air smelled of wood smoke, leather, and the faint iron of old blood. He had come west after the war, like so many others, carrying ghosts he never named. A sister lost to fever back in Missouri. A father who drank himself quiet after Gettysburg. A name he had once answered to that no longer fit. Rafe was 34 now, or close enough. He had stopped counting birthdays the way a man stops counting cards when the deck is marked against him. His only companion was a gray-muzzled wolfhound named Slate. The dog had come to him half-starved 3 winters back, ribs showing like barrel staves, eyes the color of storm clouds. Rafe had fed him the last of his venison and never asked where he came from. Slate never left his side after that. He slept across the doorway like a living bolt, ears twitching at sounds no man could hear. That spring the wind turned vicious early. It scoured the prairie until the grass bent sideways and the sky turned the color of old brass. Rafe spent the days repairing fence, doctoring a lame horse, hauling water from the creek that ran low and sullen. He spoke little, even to Slate. Words felt heavy out here, like stones you carried too far. On the 12th day of relentless wind, he saw the rider. She came from the east, a lone figure on a weary bay mare, hat pulled low, coat flapping like a broken wing. The horse stumbled twice crossing the dry wash below the cabin. Rafe watched from the porch, hand resting on the Henry rifle that leaned against the doorframe. Slate stood beside him, hackles up, a low rumble in his throat. The rider did not wave, did not call out. She simply rode straight toward the cabin until the mare stopped of her own accord, head down, sides heaving. Then the woman slid from the saddle. More fell than dismounted and stood swaying in the dust. Rafe stepped off the porch. Slate moved with him, shoulder to knee. "You lost?" he asked, voice low, rough from disuse. She lifted her head, face half hidden by the brim of a dusty slouch hat. What he could see was pale, sharp-cheeked, lips cracked from sun and thirst, eyes the color of winter grass. "Not lost," she said, "just out of places left to go." Rafe steadied her. No wedding ring, no jewelry. A pistol butt showed beneath the coat, worn grips well used. The mare's brand was Mexican, old and faded. "Water's in the trough," he said. "Horse first, then you." She nodded once, led the bay to the trough. The horse drank in great, greedy gulps. She waited until it finished before dipping her own hands and drinking from them like a child. Rafe did not ask her name. Not yet. He turned back to the cabin, left the door open. Slate followed him inside, but kept turning to watch the stranger. She came in 10 minutes later, hat off now. Dark hair braided tight, streaked with dust. She stood just inside the doorway, coat still buttoned, hand near her pistol. "Name's Cora," she said. "Cora Hale."